Hey, welcome to Brand Backstage. I'm Brandon Sobotka. Brand Backstage is where you get a behind the scenes answer to any comment, question, or concern that I receive throughout the week about entrepreneurship and building your own brand. And today I'm going to dive right in, get right to it, because this is actually an interesting question. And it goes a little something like this. It has to do with personal brand, but it has to do with posting and the stigma around, or the thoughts that we have around posting on social media. I know I've had these thoughts. I'm sure if you've pursued anything in which you have to post a lot or feel like you have to post a lot on social media, you have probably experienced this as well. So I'm going to get right to it. And the question or comment slash question is this. I find myself caught between the idea of I don't have anything interesting to share, nobody cares, or that social media is pointless, and or the opposite, social media can be really fun. I enjoy sharing useful information, positivity, and creativity. This dynamic really affects my posting. While I don't plan to start my own business, I like the idea of having a personal brand. Do you have any advice in terms of these two different thoughts about social media and how I'm dealing with it? Yes. First, if you're building a personal brand, it's built around you and the things that you really stand for, the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, right? I think where people go wrong a lot of times, and what's great is you're just wanting to build a personal brand. There's no maybe there's some monetization that happens down the road if it all works out, but it sounds like you just want to do it and enjoy it. However, a lot of people pursue personal brand for the potential of making money. And in doing that, they lose their authenticity in the process, and they try and be someone that they're not. And so my point is this, is that because you're wanting to have a personal brand, personal brands are built around you and the things you think about, the things you're interested in, the things that you find fun and enjoyable, exciting, adventurous, whatever it is for you. And if you post about those things, one, it should be fun and interesting for you because you're talking about things that you like. And then two, if people start to respond, then you're going to find your people. However, in order to really truly find your people, you have to post consistently, right? If you're just posting here and there and then disappearing and then posting here and there, you're probably never going to be consistent enough for people to want to stay and be eager for hearing your content. So the part about, nobody cares, or I don't have anything interesting to say, really is probably based around the effect of you posting something previously, or you trying, first, let's say you posting something previously and you didn't get the likes, comments, shares that you really thought you deserved or were expecting. The other piece is you don't have anything interesting to say, or if you're thinking that, you're probably doing that because you're forcing yourself to be consistent, right? So, for example, in that piece, if you find yourself forcing yourself, one of the things that's great, or I think is great, is literally going online and saying, guys, I've been thinking all day about creating something, but I don't want it to be inauthentic. And so I'm not really going to post today. Here's my post. But if you have some ideas that you'd like to hear about, feel free to share, right? Do that angle. But I think in the big picture, for you, is that you're just doing this to enjoy your life, right? You're just doing this to just throw something out there that you think is interesting and positive, useful, like you said, make it the way that you want to make it. That's what a personal brand is all about. As long as if you really want to build that personal brand over time, there's a consistency in your message, right? There's a consistency in your actions. And some of those may evolve and some may fall off and things like that, but there's a consistency to the underlying values or the underlying experience you're creating that really starts to identify you as that type of brand or that brand of person. And that's what people really start to enjoy and like. So I think the biggest thing is to, number one, be you, right? Number two is to identify what are those kind of handful of things. Maybe it's 5. I probably wouldn't go more than, 10 or 12. And that's probably for bigger brands. For you, I'd say, pick 3 to 5, maybe 7 things or core ideas or categories that you want to consistently post about at different points in time. Or maybe it's, the different values and how you express those different values of you. As long as that messaging is consistent over time, then you're going to create a personal brand. And here's what I mean is, for example, my wife and I have built a fitness and nutrition company that she runs. It's basically hers. I just help support on the back end. And there's specific topics that, if you think about fitness industry, that are always talked about, right? Those are probably the points of parity that you have to talk about in order to be seen as an expert. However, to make it unique to you, or in this case, unique to her, she had to define what are the things that she really believes in the most about fitness and nutrition, right? And she believes that fitness is a lifestyle. Nutrition is a lifestyle, right? That fitness and nutrition, you don't fit yourself into the box of a diet or the box of a fitness plan. You mold a fitness plan and a nutrition plan around you, right? Another one is that, specifically she loves talking about gut health, right? There's some fitness and nutrition professionals out there who talk about that. There's some that don't. However, that's something that she really enjoys to talk about. That's something that she believes in when it comes to a healthy lifestyle. She believes in including family, right? Whereas some people think it's really just a solo adventure. So there's going to be intersecting points of other people who talk about the same things as you. But what's great is your little package of things that you talk about isn't going to be the same as somebody else. And your little package of things is also going to be differentiated by how you talk about it and the experiences that you express them in, but also the experiences that you've had in how you experienced them personally, or how you came about them, the circumstances that you experienced them in, the events that happened, the people who were there, the time and the place that happened, and the stories that you have from that. And when you share those things that are so unique to you, and you don't lose that genuine nature that you have, that natural authenticity, right? I keep saying that your own special uniqueness, right? Your personal genius may even pop out, right? When you're talking about things you love or things you enjoy, people are going to really hear some of the natural talents, some of the natural skills, some of the natural underlying attributes that you have that are going to continue to attract people in different ways, right? And as you've been talking about a lot of those things over and over and over, what then starts to happen is there's no more surface level talk, right? You now had to hit topics at different angles, and then you get to different depths of a specific topic. And now people get to experience you even more. And so I think the big thing for you is to don't pressure yourself to share something that's interesting. If you're not feeling it, let people know you're not feeling it and just hit it from a different angle. Ask them what they'd like to talk about. Or maybe you just hop on live, say, hey guys, today I didn't know what to talk about, so I'm going to hop on live and I'm just going to have a conversation with you, something to that effect. And the fact that you think that no one cares is, one, just a thought. It's a fear, right? Number two, it may be that you just haven't found your audience yet, right? And then number three, and you may be putting it in front of the wrong audience, right? So it depends on where you're sharing that. I mean, if you're an athlete and you're sharing your stuff in front of a bunch of artists, you may have very few people who are interested in it. So you have to be really clear on where you're sharing that stuff. If you're just sharing it in general about your own life, then what you're going to find is the majority of people don't care about what we do. Then there's going to be a handful of people who do. So what you want to do is really focus on what you want to do. And then after that, just make tweaks on the fly. And when I say make tweaks on the fly, it's really feel what your audience is liking and disliking. One way to do that is to, pick a theme for each month and share them. And if you share them, maybe it's 4 videos or 4 posts or 10 posts or 12 or 35 or whatever it is. What you'll find from that handful is that there's going to be a small percentage of those posts that are liked, commented, shared even more than others. And that's how you start to find some of the topics that people want to understand more of the depth. They want to see and feel or hear and experience your insights about the different angles of that specific topic. So that's my 2 cents for today. That's my quick off-the-cuff response for your question about dealing with these 2 different perspectives of how you look at social media and what they have to do with your personal brand. I hope that helps. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to share it, like, comment, and ask questions below. If you're enjoying Brand Backstage in general, subscribe to the channel. And if you guys need anything, reach out to me, Brandon Sobotka. Brandon at brandonsobotka.com is my email. Feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Until next time, I am Brandon Sobotka, and this is Brand Backstage. I'm out. See ya.